Welcome back to a new video. So unfortunately, in the last one, or in the last season I should say, we lost 4-1 in the World Series, but we made the playoffs 2 years in a row. So we are improving. We probably won't improve off 103 wins though, and we kind of went all in, exploited the money aspect of the game, and got teams to give us a lot of money, which honestly I was trying on a different file and it wasn't working as well, so I'm kind of surprised how well it did work. But we have, let's see, Putman here, so we're going to offer him an extension. 3 years, we'll say 2. How about that? 3 million's fine. That seems pretty reasonable. And then Eduardo, partially torn UCL. We are going to see what he would like. Yeah, 7 million, that's too much. You have a bum elbow, so we do not want to offer you $7 million a year. That's a bit much for my taste. And no one that's really, so Julian Aguiar, 3 million seems like a lot for a 2.5 stars, so we're gonna take that off. We're gonna pinch some pennies. Starting pitcher, we're gonna do the same thing. He's 28, so he's not too old, but this guy is 26, so we'll keep him and him because they're both younger. And then look to see if there's any minor leaguers that are worth keeping. Not particularly. No, it's just some average minor leaguers. And then we'll look at our front office. I was also experimenting with other things as well, so I don't know why that went up to... Alright, so we're gonna go down to... We're gonna keep that at 62. We have no money, no developmental budget really, pretty low on that, so we need to potentially look at that. But we have the highest payroll in the league, and we have ball scheme. Yeah, we have I forgot how good our team was. We just will have no money forever, but we'll just continue to move forward with that. So we'll see if we can get through most of the off season. And we have Mason Wynn too. And that's what I did in the last one. I offered coaches contracts. Okay, I'm trying to remember what I did in the last one. All right. Arbitration hearings will be done. So I'm curious if we will still make the playoffs next year. And this is something I experimented with, taking off of a new file. So my new default, if I do another dynasty, will be to not have these players pop up at all. Someone like this was already signed. Sometimes that happens. It doesn't make a huge difference because I already have the number pretty low for the international free agents, so it's nothing that's too wild as far as impacting the game. Do we have no money? It's actually hilarious. Okay. Mostly wasn't really planning on offering him anything. I was just curious if throw them both on the roster. Jackson Merrill always does well in these files too. A 349 average on 136 RBIs is kind of nuts. Mostly the 349 average. That is kind of crazy. But man, it stinks that the Pirates were so good, because I feel like that was like the best team, one of the best teams I've assembled, obviously on this file, but just in general. We had so many good pieces, won 103 games, cruised to the World Series, and then just collapsed. So the Guardians would give me a relief pitcher for 2 good prospects. Absolutely not. What a terrible trade. The AI does terrible trade offers. Like, why would I want a 30-year-old potential starting pitcher for a catching prospect? Like, it doesn't, I'm not that desperate for pitching. I guess that one isn't as ridiculous. This one is though. Like, this guy is no. What I want to also try to do on a new file, whatever team that I have, is focus less obviously on exploiting the finances of the game and trying to get a bunch of money, because it's not necessarily a band-aid, but it is truly going all in for a season, and then it just kind of puts you in financial peril forever, unless you obviously get rid of all those players, which is not always possible. Excuse me. What we will do though is in the next season. So if we are not wildly successful at the until the trade deadline, so let's say that we're 10 games under 500 or something, I am going to sell off the farm and buy a new farm. Sell off all of the players that I can, because we have no money. I also like the fact that we still have the #1 payroll, and our owner's just not increasing the amount, like $220 million. That to me seems like something that if I was a GM and whatever, and I was able to get all of these great players, I feel like the owner would have to be on board to sign the long-term contract. So he would be willing to put more money out. But clearly our owner just wants us to continue to work financial magic and not actually pony up any additional money. Which, I mean, we just made a World Series. You think there would be some sort of like monetary incentive or reward for doing that. But alas, there is not. All right, so we're going to hit this, and then we're going to look at our international complex. Something I was playing with on the other file was taking these guys out that are really 2.5 stars and above, and just throwing them into our team, and then looking for players that we don't really want. So basically relief pitchers. It's always what I don't know what it is about relief pitchers, but the game always gives you 14.5 million relief pitchers, and you just don't need that many, of course. So we're down to 36, which is a decent number, but let's look for some more people to get rid of. I think the easiest way is to look at 20-year-olds and throw them up into single A, even if they're not ready. I don't really care if you're not ready. So we'll get rid of these guys. And then get rid of these guys. We just don't need relatively older players to be chilling in our AA team. All right. So if you can't hang, you can leave. They want the catcher all the way up in AAA. Kind of crazy. All right. What I've realized too is as you do that your team minor league rating gets increased a decent amount, which is interesting. I believe I have, yeah, so I have the computer doing that. All right, trading block wants Soto. Cleveland wants to get rid of him, and that's what I've kind of realized. So let's actually look at Juan Soto as a good thing, because he's someone that when you start a new franchise you can always get pretty easy. Obviously you have to give him a lot of money, but you pretty easily get. But if you look at his batting stats, he doesn't do anything once you sign him that would justify that amount of money. Looking at him, other than his first season, he batted 300, hit 36 home runs. But every year after that, like 277, 19 home runs. You can find someone cheaper that can do that. 243 or 22 home runs. You can find someone a lot cheaper and do that. 42 home runs, 292. That's a good season. It's like he's $66 million. That's an insane contract. Insane for this level of production for an outfielder. And outfielders are a dime a dozen. And then you have someone like Vlad Guerrero where I don't think they'll actually, I think he has a no trade clause or something. Yeah, it's 10 or a 10-5 rule. That rule is really obnoxious. I feel like it should just be based on your contract. You shouldn't just be on a team for long enough and then suddenly not be able to be traded. But maybe I'm just that's coming from ownership. Also, like, I won manager of the year, but my reputation's still poor. made the playoffs 2 years in a row. It's probably poor reputation because of the fact that I have ruined the salary cap for my team. Let's see. Let's just see if I can even make this trade. I don't think I can. Oh yeah, he doesn't even want it. Won't even allow the trade. So he has got Cleveland stuck. He has Cleveland stuck, which honestly is good for us. It means they can't sign anyone. Because it's kind of like if we did the same thing. Their finances are similar to Cleveland as far as the total amount of money that they have to spend on people. And it's like when you're a small market and you don't increase the money that you have the ability to have spent, then you just essentially ruin your franchise. All right, go here. When I do my next one, so I keep looking forward to it. I just want to win a World Series, move on with our lives. But when I do the next one, I'm trying to think of what team that I want to use for one, but also if I want to go more in depth and obviously you still have to simulate forward or whatever, but take more control of the farm system and kind of go more bottom up and not like this one where you just try to sign everyone, but really try to take ownership of the minor league system and try to build that. But like, you can't really argue with success. But what doing that would allow is potentially me being able to afford a team for more than a year. Although I still have all these players for these long-term contracts. Everyone is getting hurt every game. All right, who is our trainer? Why are you so bad? You're not even bad at preventing injuries. Strained hamstring. How do you strain a hamstring as a pitcher? I tell you, I played baseball for a large portion of my life, and I've never once hurt my hamstring. What is he doing? He's a relief pitcher too. He's not even pitching long enough to hurt his hamstring. Some of these injuries are pretty funny. When it's like broken arm, broken elbow, like what, did you get hit by a baseball or something? Like very random and very uncommon injuries. When it's like, oh, shoulder inflammation or torn UCL, like stuff like that, like it's not that shocking. But when it is just random stuff, it is truly kind of hilarious. All right, so we are good here. So we're gonna go back in here. And then we're gonna look at the waiver wire. There's no one that's really that interesting. Like, but actually this guy is very much interesting. So we're gonna go ahead and claim him. Interesting. No. So nobody else that's really that cool for us. All right, so here we'll see what our lineups look like. So our lineup is not too bad. Not too bad. And our pitching is not the greatest. But we do have a Jimmy that is our closer. Actually, he's 3 stars and has 4-star potential, so that's pretty dope. But we'll see what we can do. Let's go look at here and then organization, see if there's anyone that's particularly interesting. So he's certainly someone that could be brought up relatively soon. Let's look up here at the majors. And why is he even a starting pitcher? All right. Can he play any other position? So he's just a shortstop. And we already have a shortstop. That's kind of his problem right now. He needs to learn another position. But we'll find a position for him if he's good enough. Alright. Yeah, so slightly improved our pitching a little bit. And then 2 guys that we honestly just can just release them. We don't need them. Ooh, we actually got Adam Marshall. That's an interesting one. So does he have stamina? He does not. So we have Schultz and Polkman. What we'll do is what we'll do is wave and designate him for assignment, bring him up, and then fix our bullpen. It's a little bit better of course, fractured foot. Like, what is he doing? I feel like we get the most random strained hamstring, torn quad. Honestly, how do you tear your quadriceps? That's actually wild. How do you tear your quad doing anything related to baseball? All right, so we're gonna promote him to Chicago now. So I guess I don't have to wait for him to develop. We just have to see what happens. All right, so where is the shortstop we just brought up? Oh, he's actually a beast. And we actually have like all beasts on our team. So even with Colson hurt, we still have a good third baseman to make up, and we brought up that 21-year-old to make up for the gap that we now have with him injured. And let's look here. Adjust these guys up. That's something I want to do better as well, is to take more of a active role in moving people up and down the roster myself. I have a big feeling of having to sneeze. Well, hopefully you didn't hear that. I think I muted it properly, but it was a large sneeze. Ben Quick is ready. Ben Quick can go to AAA. Actually, can go to AA, frankly. 2 stars. I'm surprised the Guardians are good. I thought they'd be more stuck by their salary. Jackson Merrill is just an absolute beast. The guy with the 10 game hitting streak. You go to AAA, buddy. Wave and designate for assignments. All right. Still 19 and 10. Now we gotta find. So Springer can go to. Colson can come back. We'll let the AI fix our lineups. So where is Colson? Colson's going to DH. Okay, so he's still in the lineup. All right, let's see. Can we overtake first? Oh my goodness, I cannot play a game without everyone on our team getting hurt. All right, emote, bring. All right. We're getting better. Everyone's getting back. Alright, so we need to get rid of some of these players that we're probably not going to see in the major. So like, they're ready to come up, but they can just not be on our franchise anymore. Alright. We get to the draft in this video. It's a good kind of routine that I'm in. So it looks like it's just us and the Guardians against the world. The rest of our division's terrible. Okay, he can have a stiff back. There we go. We're finally taking the lead. Yikes. Damaged elbow ligament. Alright, well, he's going to be out for a while. He's going to be out for 12 months. Alright, so we'll bring him up. And here, right here is why you need a good minor league system. Is like literally that, like just random stuff like that. That allows you to just plop another guy up. One guy's hurt, bring another guy up. Hector Rensdorf. We're in win now. We made the World Series last year, so we are always in win now. Maybe he'll give us more money. Probably not. We do have the best record in baseball. Did not realize that by a game. All right, let's look at our minors. No one that's really, so now first year player draft. We have the last pick, the 33rd pick. You hate to see it. So look at everyone. So there's a first baseman. 6'7". That guy's an actual monster. My goodness. All right, let's see. Scouting recommendations is Chris Sabel. Where is he at? Not even on the first screen. No. Yeah, I suppose that would be a good pick. He plays 2 positions already. Where's Noah at? Okay. Well, we're gonna get this guy regardless. And then... they're both not too bad, but... we'll go with the recommendation, see what they want. David Wolf. A 2-star? Like, okay. Now you're just being goofy. We're just gonna get the higher star potential. Besides relievers, we don't need relievers. So we have a right fielder. Grab the center fielder. Grab a catcher. It's like an Alec Art. We're just grabbing what we need. Center fielder. This is what I need to do for each draft, so we're not just picking random players that we don't need. 6'7" is an absolute monster. It's actually hilariously large person. Now it's just relief pitchers. No one that's sure. Okay. Well, that's the last pick, I think. Or this is. There we go. All right. Let's negotiate. And then we'll move forward just one simulation slot. So we're still doing well. 34 game streak. All right, so that's going to be the end of this video. So as you see, we're in first place. Our team's still good. Let's look at our statistics before I leave. See if there's anything I need to change. Yikes. This guy's actually getting shelled, but he's only had 2 starts, so I can't be too hard on him. Our pitching is not too great, but we do have a fantastic closer, which is always a key. And then we have 2 guys batting 300 or more, and not a ton of power. I guess he has 17. But not a ton of pop on our bat. Colson is batting pretty bad, which you hate to see. But with someone that good, it kind of does. This actually drops him down. So I need to start doing that a little bit more. Let the AI kind of move things around. So it actually does a pretty good job of adjusting things. We only have 4 players in that team. That's actually kind of hilarious. So let's go to minor league system and bring these guys up. I don't really care if they're outmatched. I just want the potential to be up higher, especially because there's not like other players that are there. So now there is 15. We use ghost players, so they're overmatched, but they'll be all right. And then ACL is 18. International Complex only has one guy. We'll throw him over there. Him and him. And we're all good. All right, so that's gonna be it for this one. So if you made it to this point, I appreciate it. And if you're watching this after Christmas or around New Year's, hope you have a good holiday and a good break from whatever you happen to be doing in your daily life. But take care and have a great day. Peace.